That Santiago has welcomed so many unusual people. Unusual is actually in our constitution as an organization. So I run something called the Social Innovation Exchange. We are a global network of organizations and individuals around the world, and it's part of our value to welcome the unexpected and the unusual. So I'm very much looking forward to today and to learning about all of the exciting and potentially unusual projects that will be presented. Okay, we have a few things to do before the presentations can get underway. The first is I will explain to you a little bit about the booklet and how the day will work. The second is I'd like to introduce the distinguished jury to you who have a very, very hard job of judging your projects, but as Santiago said, all of you are winners for getting this far anyway. There are a couple of rules that I need to explain to you, which are extremely important, and then there'll be some kind of exciting activity with a blindfold and the ordering of the presentations for today. Okay, so the first thing I need to explain to you is your booklet. Does anyone not have one? Excellent. Really, all I'm going to ask you to do is read it, or at least refer to it later on. Everything you need to know about how the day will work is in here. If you would like to, as I do the ordering of the presentations, you can write your own order in here as well. There is information about the jury and the people that will be judging your programs. There is information also about all of the other programs, although I understand you all know each other pretty well by now. So this is probably more useful for me, actually, than for anybody else in the room. To your jury, maybe you could all just stand up when I introduce you, but very, very lucky to have Sophie, who I think has been chair of the jury for a number of years, but Sophie Robin is the chair of the jury here today. This is also a challenge, by the way, for my pronunciation, so please forgive me. Paula Almanza, she is from Hub Madrid. Thank you, Paula. Olivier de Guerre. How was that, Olivier? Okay? Fine, okay. This is a real challenge here. Jus Thomas Frade? José, excellent. I've tried all of the names and none of them are correct so far. By the end of the day, perhaps, we'll go through again. Remy Jacob. Meredith Niles. Johannes Weber. That was good. Okay. Excellent. Have I missed any jury members out? No? Everybody's happy. So they'll be here. What you can't see is that they're all smiling and they all look very, very friendly. So I'm sure don't be too nervous when you come up. They all look very nice. 2 rules for you, which are really, really important. It's hard giving pitches and presentations when there's so much at stake. And so we just ask you to all be very, very respectful to other people. That means turning off your phones, apart from me, who will be timing everybody, so my phone will be on and making a noise to stop you. But if you could all make sure your phones are switched off, please, because it's very off-putting. Someone's phone is ringing while they're doing a presentation. And secondly, if you could try to control and manage your bladder as well today. So no leaving the room during somebody's presentation time. If you feel you might need to visit the bathroom or do anything else during someone's presentation, please either do it before they begin or afterwards. And I have been told that there are bodyguards and other kinds of guards standing outside the room which will not let you go even if you try. So please just try and be as respectful as you can to the people who are presenting. The second thing is timing. And lucky for you, I came back from Malaysia 2 days ago where we've been doing some work there. And I attended a Feast for Good dinner. Has anyone heard of Feast for Good? So it's a worldwide movement where on one night, started in the US, on one night every year, once a year, people host dinners, which are called Feasts for Goods, and the hosts bring together lots of different kinds of people to come together to try and enable them to do something together. The idea is that at the end of the dinner, you can collaborate and you can work together to run a new program. And at the dinner I was at in Malaysia, everybody was given a whistle. The idea of the whistle was that, if someone's having a conversation and you just think of a really, really brilliant idea, but you can't quite interject enough to tell them your brilliant point or your brilliant idea, you were to blow a whistle. And I luckily found this in my bag this morning because I haven't unpacked properly yet. And I thought this would be a perfect way to time your presentations. So the second rule is about timing. We're going to be very, very strict on timing. It's only fair that you all have an equal opportunity to present to the jury. And it's also only fair that the jury has an equal amount of time to ask you questions. So very, very strictly, every single group's presentation will be 8 minutes long. I will be timing it with my phone, and after 8 minutes, I will be blowing the whistle. You all will hate me by the end of the day, which is lucky because I'll leave quickly. But I will also do that for the jury. So 8 minutes for each presentation and 7 minutes for the jury members to ask questions. Nobody will be going any further than that. And if you're in the middle of the sentence, we will be stopping you. Okay, so the 2 rules: just respect everybody's presentations and please be aware that you'll be carefully timed. The only thing we need to do now, before we move on and start the presentations, I think there will be 8 this morning and 7 this afternoon, is to draw the order. So, Sophie.